So I'm sure a lot of you have ever studied for a test and then got it back and realized you didn't do as well and thought maybe it's the way I studied or just have trouble finding good techniques to study. So today I'm going to talk about 3 different ways to study and hopefully they'll help you. And they are prioritizing, organizing your materials, and choosing the right setting. So of course you want to be able to find out what assignments are the most important and when they're due. I like to first list all of the assignments from when they're due and then take that list and rearrange it to make the shorter assignments go on top and the longer assignments on the bottom so you can get the little ones out of the way, because if you do the long ones first, you're going to feel tired and not going to have the energy to want to do those little nothing assignments like the classwork or participation points. Those you want to do first, just get it over with so you don't forget about it, and then move on to your bigger assignments. And now another important thing to do is look about which assignments weigh the most. Some assignments are 20% of your grade, some are 15. And if you're struggling in the class, you should do those first because you want to take all your energy and all your time to make that assignment as good as it could be so you get the highest grade and improve it. I like to do that first so I know what to work on and estimate about how much time each assignment's going to take. If I know it takes me 5 hours to write a paper, I might break it up in the days before it's due, so I'm not rushing to finish it, and then I can turn it in, not at 11:59 when it's due at midnight, and have some time to reread it and to make sure there's no mistakes, maybe get it peer reviewed to make sure you get the best grade, because those are the assignments that could be worth 50% of your grade and really take it down if you don't do well. So prioritizing is number 1, and then that leads to organizing your materials. I am a big fan of color coding all of my assignments. Research actually shows that highlighting different colors doesn't exactly help with your memory, but I like to make keys for my notes when I'm taking them in class or at home to make a little note like blue pen means definition, green pen means definitely on test, and all that. So when you're going back and studying, you don't have to waste all the time sifting through all the information, just the key points that you know you're going to be tested on or know that you have to know for an assignment. It really helps break it down, especially if there's a lot of information. You don't want information overload where you just have to memorize all the facts. A lot of times teachers will repeat exactly what they want over and over again and do a lot of examples on what's going to be on the test. So I like to make little stars. I usually use a green pen, but it's up to you, whatever you choose. And then you could highlight or underline, or even if you're doing it online, you could use the tools to do that. Maybe put something in bold to make a note. And then if you're reading the textbook, just look up every word you don't know and just make a note, either in the book or on the side, whatever you do. And your teachers will appreciate that too, because they'll remind you to ask them what it means and if it's important, how it relates to what you're learning. So organizing your materials is definitely important because you want to know that you have everything that you need to succeed and everything that you need to have to complete the assignment, all the definitions, all the topics, do the problems that are provided in the book, and not just look at the solution right away, but if you can, if there are example problems provided, do all of them, work them out on your own, and just try your best to really understand the topic, even if there's not a quiz, just so that in the future, if you can look back at the assignment when there is, you know it's done right and you don't have to stress so much when you're studying. Now this leads all to finding the appropriate setting, because sometimes people want to go to Starbucks or Dunkin' to study, but it could be distracting with all other people talking, and maybe you'll see a friend, and then you get home and realize the only thing you did was enjoy coffee. So I like to get coffee and then go to the library, go back home, and have quiet, no one around. I like to usually listen to music when I do assignments, but then I find out I don't really retain any of the information. So it's important to just put your phone on Do Not Disturb and put it aside and only use it if it's like looking up definitions or an online assignment. So definitely try to keep your phone away. And then I like to just have complete silence. Other people like background noise, but it shouldn't be distracting to the point where you have to change the song or respond to another person. You should be able to focus on what you're reading or what you're solving or what you're trying to do so you can have everything done, especially if it's reading, because I find that when you're reading and you're distracting, you just kind of reread it again and again and again before you can really understand what it is that you're trying to learn. Also, there's been studies that scents like rosemary increase memory. So if you're studying memorization techniques, like for a vocab quiz or something where you just can't remember, the scent of rosemary being diffused or inhaled or on your skin can really help you memorize. That's something that I've learned in my research studies for aromatherapy. Also, some people think that if you chew gum when you're doing the assignment and then you chew gum when you're taking the test, that it'll trigger the memory. So I'm not sure about that one, but you could definitely give that a try as part of finding your perfect setting. Like I said previously, going to someplace public might not be the best for you. You really have to play around and see what you do and how long you can be there for, and then come home and realize how much you've done and what you still have to do. So the great places to study would be like the library or places where you can be complete silence, no distractions from your family or friends or anything until all your work is done. I think that's the best because then you have time to really enjoy everything else you're doing once everything's done. So definitely prioritizing, organizing your materials, and then finding the perfect setting should help you improve your studying techniques. And I hope that you all learned something from this and can maybe